Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, wrestling fans, and sports entertainment fans of all ages, welcome to the No Shave Man Cave. I'm ElliJare. As part of the No Shave Man Cave duo, I got to talk to you about WrestleMania weekend. It is upon us, ladies and gentlemen, upon us. And I tell you, Jay Tilly and I just did our WrestleMania preview, and his card totally swerved me with the winners and losers. I'm sorry, not winners and losers, but winners and those who went over and those who got over. All right, how's that? So, not everybody's going to get their hand raised in victory, but hey, we're here. And I tell you, night one of WrestleMania, it starts with Austin Theory and John Cena. But prior to that, we're looking at, we've got The Undertaker has got a show. It's called The One Man Show. It's at the Novo on Olympic Boulevard. That'll be going on. You have a bunch of different WrestleCons that are occurring that are bringing wrestling fans, in and out of the greater Los Angeles area. You have the GCW Hall of Fame going on the 2nd of April, which I think will be freaking fantastic. So kudos to all of those wrestlers that are going to be doing some great things. And a show that I am just freaking ecstatic for is the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania, because you're going to have the fallout from everything that occurred, right? So, everything, all things considered, you're going to see new tag team champions, new Raw and SmackDown champion, women's champion. You're going to see Gunther no longer your Intercontinental champion. And this is all based on, my card and, how I envisioned, how it would happen. Jay Tilly came out with a card and the winners and victors and non-victors. So, I mean, it's absolutely tremendous. You also have your NXT Stand and Deliver, which will be occurring earlier in the morning, early afternoon, which is going to show some really, really cool stuff. Braun Breaker is going to be defending his NXT title. You also have the North American. Every title in NXT is going to be on the line. So you have a bunch of WrestleCons that are occurring. Mrs. ElliJare's birthday is on the 31st of March. So I would say she'd be super excited to know that there's a Friday Night SmackDown, occurring. She wouldn't really care. And then, GCW has got some pretty cool stuff going on. Big Effie's got some stuff that is already pre-planned. You have some Warrior of Wrestling, which if you haven't been around Warriors of Wrestling before, it is freaking fantastic. The energy of everyone from the folks in the concessions all the way to the Warrior Wrestling champion is freaking fantastic. And Ortiz is going to be the one of the main contributors in that, and that's on the 31st, which is your Friday event. You've got Brutus the Barber Beefcake, who's hosting an event at the Biltmore, which is really, really cool. If you're a wrestling fan, to see Brutus the Barber, I think that's pretty freaking fantastic. You've got a lucha event occurring in the greater Los Angeles area. So if you can, snatch tickets up. And then, of course, you've got WrestleMania, who's going to be, pretty much monopolizing the greater SoFi Stadium area with everything that WWE brings to bear, right? So they're going to have they're going to have tailgating events going on, and just freaking fantastic. You've got every wrestling podcast and host and contributor that will be converging in that area, from the Global Theater, SoFi Stadium, Crypto.com, the Pack Theater, Wilshire, the Biltmore, Santino, and then you've got Busted Open. They're going to be over at the Whiskey A Go Go. So there is no shortage of opportunities to rub elbows with those who are relatively in the know for professional wrestling. So shout out for everyone who's going to be making that homage to the greater Los Angeles area. Wish we could be there to join you. We won't be there this year for WrestleMania 39, but Jay Tilley and I will be joining you for WrestleMania 40 in Philly, and we'll try and host an event at Ton Tavern, which is the host and origin of your beloved Marine Corps in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where the Marine Corps was founded. So we will hopefully be hosting a show there. More to follow as we get a little bit closer, but we got a year to get there. So we've got Undertaker. He's got a show going on. We've got the Warrior of Wrestling. We've got the Hall of Fame edition of Friday Night SmackDown. We've got the Andre the Giant Battle Royal and the whole go home show for Friday Night SmackDown. We'll probably see everybody and their brother showing up for that. So keep your eyes and ears peeled. But I am super, super excited for what we are going to see for the build up of WrestleMania. And I tell you, so we've got John Cena versus Austin Theory. We've got Rhea Ripley against Charlotte. We've got Rey Mysterio against Dom. We've got the men's tag team showcase with Ricochet, Braun Strowman versus the Street Profits versus Alpha Academy versus the Viking Raiders with Valhalla. We've got Shotzi and Natty in the women's tag team showcase. Shotzi and Natty versus Rodriguez and Liv versus Shayna and Ronda versus Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. Chelsea Green's character work, talk to me, Goose. That has been freaking fantastic. And I really hope that our indie god will be joining us at Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania, because I'm there. I am freaking there for that. So Matt Cardona, write it down, take a picture. I don't give a... You need to join us at a WWE event, and head on over to the No Shave Man Cave, because you need to be back center stage at WrestleMania. So then we have McIntyre, Sheamus, and Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. That one is going to be a banger. Have medical kits, ambulances, and chiropractors standing nearby, because that is going to be a freaking banger. Edge versus Baylor. This one, my friends, is one that you're going to see some twists and turns that will just blow your mind. I wholeheartedly believe you will see non-WWE wrestlers, superstars appearing. Brock Lesnar versus Almost. Whew, that you're gonna see like 55 F5s, which is gonna be freaking fantastic. Then you've got Trish, Lita, and Becky versus Damage Control. And I can only imagine the twists and turns that can occur. Who's going to turn on who's going to do what to what, and who to what, and whoo. Um, Probably one of the most athletic, charismatic, professional wrestler women next to Taya Valkyrie is Bianca Belair, and she is going to be locking horns with probably the most vicious women's wrestler on the planet in Asuka, which is going to be one for the ages. So thank you in advance to Bianca and Asuka for the offerings that you're going to give us. And if we could ask for a match to open night one, I think it's phenomenal with John Cena and Austin to open night one. I am praying to the wrestling gods that we can get Austin or Bianca Belair and Asuka to open night two, because this one, my friends, is going to be one for the ages. And I'm here for it. Just so everyone knows, I am here for it. And beg, borrow, steal, like or dislike, we will have, or maybe we won't, a new Monday Night Raw Women's Champion. That I think this is going to be a match that will definitely be in the talk for match of the year. You know, you've already seen Vikingo versus Kenny Omega. You've already seen Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega. You've already seen Roman Reigns versus Sami Zayn. There's been a couple of others that really, really come to mind. I think, potentially Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul could be in the talk for match of the year. It depends on the psychology, I think, that you'd really have to play into. But, Seth Rollins and Logan Paul, you could probably argue that could open up night two, because, you want to open up with some high energy, get the crowd going, get them bought in. If you have, you're going to have roughly 180,000 fans in the stadium between night one and night two. Night two, you've got fans coming back who spent 5, 6, 7 hours, within the greater WrestleMania village, could have varied levels of energy, and you really need to open strong with night two. And I absolutely don't disagree with anyone who would say we need Seth freaking Rollins against Logan Paul. But if I was buying a ticket and I was going to go, park my butt in, SoFi Stadium, I would really like to see that entrance with Bianca Belair and Asuka. I personally think Bianca Belair's entrance is going to be something to write home about. I think it's going to be freaking phenomenal. I think you'll also see Edge and Baylor. Their entrances will be sick. I think they're going to go all out for John Cena's entrance as well, because this potentially could be one of the last, one of the last opportunities that you see to get, you can't see me, John Cena, in the ring. So, kudos to creative, kudos to production and like what Cody was saying, coming from one of the interviews he did. He believes that WrestleMania will be a record-setting pyro count, and I don't know if that goes by pieces or pounds, but I absolutely don't disagree with with what he's saying. I think it could be. I definitely think it could be something to write home about. So we're gonna see Edge and Baylor lock up in the cage. I think there's going to be something freaking phenomenal, awesome, and you may want to keep an eye out for it. You may or may not be able to peep something. Oh, don't want to drop too many hints, but I'm feeling something pretty cool with Trish, Lita, and Becky versus Damage Control. I think there's going to be something pretty interesting that occurs with that. And then we're talking a couple of matches that will absolutely change the history of professional wrestling and sports entertainment. And I just, I've been a wrestling fan for damn 40 years. And the pageantry and the excitement of WrestleMania continues to increase. It's just like the Super Bowl. Hey, the Super Bowl's in pick a city. All right, bet. Let me grab some tickets. Well, you don't even know who's in it. Well, it doesn't matter. It's a Super Bowl. I'm going for the excitement. We bought tickets for Forbidden Door before any matches were even booked, because we knew it was going to be the inaugural event and the first ever, and now it's going to become a thing. And I can always say I was at the first Forbidden Door, and it didn't disappoint. And I'm over here rocking my New Japan shirt. I didn't buy this one at the event. I got a Chicago themed one, which was sick. And anytime I wear it, they're like, "Oh wow, that's really cool." Or if definitely if you go to WrestleMania, make sure you grab one of those shirts that says "I was there," because it's they're not available unless you go on eBay and you could rock it. But oh, cool, you were at WrestleMania? No, I bought it on eBay. But if you were there, that's pretty sick. So, so we have Charlotte and Rhea, which is going to be a phenomenal match, because it's just going to be a phenomenal match. There's a great story there talking about unseating the Queen. All hail the Queen. I love Charlotte's new entrance. I think Rhea's look, moveset, gear, entrance, just top level. She was recently rocking a shirt of Dominic Mysterio with a t-shirt with him in the back seat of the cop car saying, "I'm not going to make it in jail," which is probably true. Kind of a American History X. He ended up with 6 stitches, 3 in his eye. Ugh. So good luck to Dom against his dad, Rey Mysterio. I do not think he's going to come out with the victory, but I don't get paid to think, so that will be something else. Then you have the Usos versus Sammy and Kevin, and good, bad, or indifferent. I personally think you need to you need to give Sammy and Kevin that title win, but how awesome would it be if they didn't, and you carried that storyline moving forward into king and queen of the ring, or even as far as far forward as SummerSlam, which, you couldn't be mad at because that's pretty strong. So, they continue on, with their title reign. Roman does or doesn't continue on with his title reign. I don't personally think he does, but I think, again, like I said, I don't get paid to think. I'm a huge Cody mark, and I think he gets his WrestleMania moment, and they unveil a new title on Monday at Monday Night Raw. So, there it is. Let it be said, let it be done. Seth and Logan Paul, I think, will be a classic. I am willing to take some bets on the over-under on stomps. Over 100, I think, is a fair bet, and I think that is going to be a lot of fun. And then last but not least, once the crowd has sort of, settled, that entrance of Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes coming into SoFi Stadium, champion and challenger, who comes out first? Do you have Roman Reigns come out first, like what he did with Sami Zayn? Or do you have Cody Rhodes come out? I think either is a fair argument, but if you look at why you're buying a ticket, are you buying a ticket because you want to see Cody Rhodes win, or because you want to see Roman Reigns lose? I think if you flip a coin, you're right as rain. No pun intended. I would personally buy a ticket because I want to see Cody Rhodes win something that no other Rhodes has been able to do. No other Reynolds has been able to do, and that's hold WWF, WWF, or WWE gold. Although Dusty did hold it when he won via countout over Superstar Billy Graham at Madison Square Garden. You don't get the title after a countout, so, he gave the title back. But that picture is out there, and that has been something that has been Cody has talked about. I need to finish my story. Cody, I am a huge fan. I think the world of you, and I believe in you and what you did in investing and betting on yourself. I think was a good bet. You have held the 10 pounds of gold NWA Championship. Kudos to you. You have held the Ring of Honor world title. You've held the most beautiful title in professional wrestling currently today in the New Japan United States Championship. And I believe, I'm pushing the I believe button, that you will come out the undisputed Universal World Heavyweight Champion. They will unveil a new championship, or new championships, plural, and split those titles between now and SummerSlam, and you will continue to move forward as the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. You will finish your story, my friend, and I, as a fan, watching you from dashing Cody Rhodes to Stardust to, you've had some other interesting characters. You and Brandy and the Nightmare Factory and, you and the Elite over at Ring of Honor, betting on yourselves, taking the challenge from Meltzer and filling that crowd in 4 minutes of 10,000 people, you should be very proud. I think everyone on this card should be extremely, extremely proud and thankful for those who came before them that have laid the ground for what we see and what is professional wrestling or sports entertainment. And LA, or the greater Los Angeles area, is going to be saturated with professional wrestling, from WrestleCons, Icons, Icon Pro, Ico Pro, the various wrestling organizations from GCW, Warrior Wrestling, uh, professional wrestling brought to you from Los Angeles, and everything in between. You will see some amazing stuff. And please, if you are catching some amazing stuff that isn't in the mainstream, and you are catching and hearing and listening and seeing me or Jay Tilly, drop it on our socials at No Shade Man Cave, at Twitter, at YouTube, Instagram, or wherever you're able to communicate, versus via social media. Let us know what you're catching, because I'm down. I'm grabbing everything that I can get my hands on, and when there isn't any live wrestling going on, I'm grabbing some Lucha Underground. So I'm down for it. So kudos to everyone who's going to make their way to the greater Los Angeles area. A couple of wrestlers that currently aren't on the card right now for WrestleMania: Bobby Lashley, LA Knight, Baron Corbin, Alexa Bliss, some of the NXT superstars or wrestlers. I think you may or may not see some debuts with Braun Breaker or Carmelo Hayes, D'Angelo, Waller. We may or may not see some of those guys. Shinsuke Nakamura. He hasn't been even talked about since he wrestled in Japan a while ago. Xavier Woods, Dolph Ziggler, Solo, Sikoa, or Priest. They're not on the card. So these are all people that I'd love to see, namely Lashley and L.A. Knight. Yeah. I think we should see something between Lashley, LA Knight, and or Baron Corbin in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal that leads to them being in the on the Showcase of Immortals. Xavier Woods having recently been one of the King of the Ring, winning the King of the Ring, so I think that'd be phenomenal. So. But yeah, no, thank you so much again. We were flipping through some of the things that have happened to us here at the No Shade Man Cave. And when we started this journey, we had 9 followers on Twitter. And we were very, very appreciative of those 9 followers on Twitter. And it was me, Jay Tilly, our wives, a couple other family and friends, and one other random follower who was trying to build up their numbers. And as of right now, we are just about 450 followers. So, we've only been doing this for a couple of months, and I am super, super humbled and ever so grateful of all the follows and the tweets and all the funny stuff. So keep doing what you're doing, keep grabbing us and giving us that 5-star. If you like what you're hearing, subscribe, let us know how you feel, and we will be here when you need us. So keep doing what you're doing. Thank you so much. We will be dropping new episodes every day via Acast on our podcast followings, and we'll be doing as many of these as possible which we will be referring to as ElliJare on his walkabout or wandering abouts, because I go on these little rants. So today has been my WrestleMania walkabout. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for taking your time and digging it. So keep doing what you're doing. Look out for yourselves. Look out for one another. And I'll see you on the floor.